Hello everyone, it's Heather Klug, the registered dietitian from the Care and Yance Women's Cardiac Awareness Center. Well, summer is over everyone and we're into fall. Now you might still have some summertime fruits and vegetables hanging around. So I thought, why don't we put together an end of summer soup? So here's what I'm going to put in mind. As with a lot of recipes, you can always make adjustments and you can put in different kind of vegetables if you want. But here's what's in mind, and don't forget that the recipe is down below in the show notes. All right, so in our end of summer soup is bell peppers, and here's different colored bell peppers, some chopped up celery, chopped onions, chopped carrots. We're going to add some garlic in a little bit. Also some chopped cabbage, some tomatoes. Now you can use fresh tomatoes. If you have a garden and you grew a lot of tomatoes, this would be a great recipe to use them up. Or if you don't have those, or if they're not looking too good at the grocery store right now, you can use canned tomatoes as well. For your heart, just remember to look for the low sodium or no salt added kind. And then there's also some green beans in this recipe. You can use fresh or you can use frozen. And then we're going to add some beans for some protein. There's also some low sodium vegetable broth. And then we're going to add some seasonings in here. So a bay leaf, some Italian seasoning, and then a little bit of salt and pepper at the end. And then if you want, you can add a little parsley as well. So the first step in this recipe is we're going to heat up some oil in a pan. So this is extra virgin olive oil in here. And whenever you cook with extra virgin olive oil, remember to not cook at too high of a heat. If you have a nice high quality olive oil, you might be able to get away with that a little bit more. But in general, try to stay around medium heat. You really shouldn't need to go much higher with that. So you're going to want to heat that up, and then we're going to add in the bell peppers. And the celery. And we're going to add in the onions and the carrots. So as you can probably tell, we're adding in a lot of the vegetables that are really hard and crunchy. They're going to take a little longer to cook, so we're going to add those in there first so they can start to soften a little bit. So I'm just going to move them around so you can kind of coat them with the oil. And then we're going to saute these for about 5 to 6 minutes roughly. Okay? So our veggies are nice and sauteed. They're getting softer and they're taking on like a light brown, or they're getting browned in here. So the next step in this recipe is to add the garlic. Now something to keep in mind with garlic is it burns really easily. So we're only going to be cooking this for about 30 seconds to a minute. And what you're going to want to do is kind of create a little hole in the center. So push the veggies away. We're going to put our garlic in there. And then we're just going to saute it for 30 to 60 seconds. So I'm going to create my hole. We'll add in the garlic. So this is minced garlic. You can do about 2 or 3 cloves. The recipe says 2, I believe. I love garlic, so I added 3 because it's really good for your heart and I love the flavor. So we're just going to move that around in the center of the pan a little bit just to brown it a little. Make sure you move it around. Now, when you're sauteing the veggies, you also want to move them around quite a bit so they're not burning in your pan. Burnt veggies do not taste good. All right, so our garlic is now lightly browned. And now we're going to add the rest of the vegetables. So we're going to add in the cabbage. Okay. The tomatoes. There we go. Going to add in the green beans. And then we're gonna add in some beans for a little protein. Excellent. And now we're gonna add in our low sodium vegetable broth. Okay. Some of that. I'm gonna start turning the heat up because the next step is you're gonna wanna bring all of this to a boil. So there we go, turning up the heat. All right, I'm gonna add a little more broth. You're gonna want about 10 cups of broth, roughly. All right, and then we're gonna add our seasonings into here as well. So we have a bay leaf, so you can just toss that in there. And then in here I have a mixture of some Italian seasoning and some salt. So we're gonna add that to the pot as well. And then we're gonna give everything a great stir here. All right. All right, so you're gonna bring this to, a boil, and then you're gonna reduce the heat to medium-low, and then you're gonna let this cook for about 15 to 20 minutes to get the veggies nice and soft. And then don't forget to put the cover on this as well, okay? All right, so we're gonna let that do some cooking for a while. All right, everyone, our soup is done cooking. And boy, do I wish I had smell-o-vision right now because it smells really good. So what we're gonna do, we are going to turn off the heat, remove the lid. Just be careful because the steam lets out and it's pretty hot. And then you're gonna fish out the bay leaf. It's kind of like a little scavenger hunt here. Let me see if I can find it. Was near the top before. Seems to have disappeared on me a little bit. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're going to remove that bay leaf. If you don't find it, don't worry. You'll eventually come across it. All right, and then we are going to add a little bit of parsley to our soup. And then you may also add some pepper. If you don't want to add it to the pot, you can just add it to each individual serving, depending on taste buds in your own home. I'm just going to give that one more stir here, everybody. And then I'll put it in a bowl and show you what it looks like. Oh, the smell is really, really good. Okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna bring this a little closer so you guys can see. I can't tip it too much, but hopefully you can see kind of the pretty colors that are here in this soup. All right, and what I would do with soup, if I had this for a meal, I would bring this for lunch at work. I could have it for dinner. And I would balance it out by maybe having some string cheese with it, and then I have some whole grain crackers here, or you could do a whole grain bun. So I hope you guys give this recipe a try to celebrate the end of summer and the beginning of fall. Don't forget to check the recipe there in the show notes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and check out all our other recipes on our Karen Jans Center YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Goodbye.